how do you intend to bring over the reformers who have opposed you?
Well, I think a lot of them are supporting, and I would hope during the course of the campaign they'd find they would like to feel that it would be helpful to support. I think they have to decide what's best for the state, though, in the last analysis.
So you're not going to get anything else? You think he's going to win?
Yes, I certainly do.
Could you tell us just a little, Mrs. Kennedy, about your campaign plans, how you plan to be acting in this campaign?
Well, really, I don't have any just yet. I just go wherever Bobby wants me to. That's all.
Some political wives make speeches and some don't. Which school are you?
I won't.
You won't make speeches?
No.
What about the children, Mrs. Kennedy? Will they be entering school here in New York?
No, they attend the schools which we entered them in Washington last spring. But at least for this year, perhaps next year it'll be different.
If it should happen that your husband loses the election, would you stay here in New York?
Yes, we certainly would. Yeah, we have a house now in Glen Cove, so we'd switch and live there.
How do you feel about your daddy entering politics and running for the Senate?
Yeah.
No, very.
Time to get a quick cutaway. And here comes the candidate, Robert Kennedy, the Democratic. What? Thank you very much. Thank you. We just look up a second. This camera here. Are you all right? Okay.
What do you like best about it?
I'm sorry, we're trying to get everybody out of it.
What do you like best about this convention, dear?
Mrs. Kennedy, can we just look up at the camera a second? Are you all right now, John? Mrs. Kennedy, do you expect to take an active part in the campaign with your husband?
Well, yes. In the next 2 weeks, I think so, yes.
Mrs. Kennedy, Mrs. Kennedy, do you... This is ridiculous. Honey, just step back a second.
Don't push.
Yeah, watch it wrong, Bobby. Bobby, watch it wrong.
Coming up. So much equipment here. LA here is absolutely fantastic. The crush of cameras, of reporters, of fans, of delegates. Just a maze, chaos, absolute chaos. Mr. Kennedy is trying to approach his wife, but I'm not sure. Oh, this is wild. Let me out of here. Can I get out? There's never been anything quite like it here at the 71st Regiment Armory. Mr. Kennedy was preceded by a number of the children, of the Kennedy children. Mrs. Kennedy is sitting on the platform, and here comes the candidate. They're yelling, they're screaming, "We want Bobby! We want Bobby!" In fact, I've seen hard-headed politicians of elderly years screaming, "We want Bobby! We want Bobby!" And here comes the candidate, the Democratic candidate for the United States Senate, Robert Kennedy. candidate, Robert Kennedy, the Attorney General, who will soon be no longer the Attorney General, but the U.S. candidate from the Democratic Party for the U.S. Senate. Now, I know it was up there. We're just doing that for a cut.
Where am I going to go? Let's go.
Down in front. Come on, down. You've seen enough.
At least my photographer's up there.
I got a religious hat.
Oh, yes. How are you? Excuse me, you're in front of my camera. Arthur, can you bring him over this way?
Keep them placed. I got you.
Are we all right now? Mrs. Kennedy, do you expect to be taking an active part in the campaign with your husband?
Yes, I do.
How do you feel? You must have rather mixed emotions about your husband entering elective office for himself.
Well, I think now there's nothing left for him to do but that. So, I think it's good for the country that he's able to do it and that he's devoted his life to public service.
Is this a decision you wanted him to make?
Yes.
Was it discussed in the family, and was it pondered over a long period of time?
Yes, it was.
I know you talked a great deal about unity for the That didn't you before?